Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. We are out kind of like on scene, and we're giving you guys exactly what we promised on the last video, and that is a deep dive into these communities that we've been talking about, especially that overview from last week. So if you have not seen that, we'll put it in the link below. Definitely go check out where we talk about pretty much every master plan going on in the Denver metro area. But today we're talking about lake living for the Denver metro, right? Like if there is a place to have lake living in Colorado, or specifically Denver metro, it's here. As you guys can see, we're at one of the huge clubhouses.
Yes.
We talk about these all the time. We're gonna go out to the lake here pretty soon.
Yep.
But first we wanna cover everything that you guys need to know about this community, what's coming, what's already here, what's available for you. Then we'll get out to the water and we'll have some fun.
Let's check it out, guys. All right, so I'm particularly excited for this one today, guys, because lakeside living in Denver is a very, very rare thing. As you guys can imagine, there's not a ton of big water sources out here. And on top of that, a lot of those water sources don't have residential communities around them.
Correct. Like you've got Cherry Creek Reservoir, right?
Yep.
Which is super cool. That's in like Central Aurora. We've covered that before. Really cool area. You've also got Chatfield Reservoir out by like Littleton on the west side as you get closer to the mountains. Also a phenomenal place, and you can have motorboats there and in Cherry Creek, which is really cool. But you don't really have any homes built right on top of that body of water, which is why this area, more specifically South Shore, is what we're talking about today and why it's so special.
That's right. Now, to give you guys what to expect as far as this video goes, like Will said, we wanted to start here because this is the heart of South Shore, okay? This is the Lighthouse Clubhouse that they have here. There's one other one called the Lake House, and this is really the heart of the community. So we wanted to start here, but then what we're gonna do, actually touring some homes that are available for purchase here from a couple of the builders.
In addition to that, keep in mind everything that you guys have when it comes to the amenities here at Lighthouse and at the Lake House that we're gonna show you guys here shortly. But everything you guys can rent per hour, it is astonishingly affordable, believe it or not. We're actually looking at renting this for ourselves, and some of you know, like, this is where myself and my family moved back to since we got pregnant and had our little kiddo. We could not be more happy. So between the recreation and having fun with our neighbors and letting our kids have some fun with some other kids and being on the lake, whatever it may be, really hard to beat. So let's get into it.
All right, now, even though this is called Lakeside Living in Denver, one thing, if you guys aren't from Denver, that you should know is that the Denver metro area, whether it's the city of Denver or not, the Denver metro area is all kind of just called Denver here, right? Correct. Because it all is so close. All of our major metro cities are within 20 to 45 minutes max of downtown Denver. So when we say Denver, guys, like we're 30 minutes from Denver, 35 minutes from Denver right now.
We drive it all the time. I've been living out here, back out here for about 6 months. It's about 36 minutes just to get yourself downtown. So like not terrible at all. And to give you guys some context as far as like where Southeast Aurora is, if Denver were a clock, you guys know my clock analogy. I love it. If Denver were in the center of a clock, then Southeast Aurora would be like your in between 4 and 5 o'clock. 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock.
Call it 4.
36 minutes outside of the center of that clock.
Now, another big draw for people coming out here, in addition to it being so close to Denver, are the school districts. We're at Cherry Creek School District 5 here, which is one of the absolute best and most sought after in all of Colorado.
Typically top 5 in Colorado. We've seen it at number 3, we've seen it at number 5, so
number 2.
Right in there.
Now, one other cool thing, speaking of schools, guys, is that you have community elementary schools here. So we've got Pine Elementary and then Altitude Elementary. And Altitude is literally like, you can see it from right here where we're at.
Makes it very easy, guys. We just live on the opposite side of this, but you literally drive right down the road, which is South Shore Parkway.
There we go, there we go.
It takes you right to the school from where we live. So regardless of where you're at in South Shore, on this side of the neighborhood, very easy to commute. You've also got school buses that come to the community, which is very nice. And then just across the street, you've got your middle school, what I call junior high. I keep getting called old by my kid, my teenager now. She's a teenager, because I call it junior high versus middle school.
Isn't that, junior high.
Junior high, right? And then you've got Cherokee Trail, the high school that's right next to it. And these are not technically community. I don't know if you could put that big of a high school next to all of these homes, but it's just right across the street. So for me, it's still like right in the community.
So when you guys are looking at getting ingrained in a community as a new resident to Colorado, like just looking at this stuff behind us, having the community elementary schools, having the very involved like Cherokee Trail High School, especially with athletics and stuff, and just parent involvement.
Yeah.
The community aspect here in South Shore, I think, is probably one of the best in Colorado.
For example, we have a block party coming up very soon. That's a block away from my house, where everybody's gonna get together and shut the block down and have a great time. And then in addition to that, every Halloween and Christmas, they run an award for best home, like best decorated home in the neighborhood, right? And those are super cool, ran through the HOA. So really fun as far as like how they get the community to involve. But either way, you guys are looking at this, we're gonna show you some more of the lighthouse.
Yep.
Then we're gonna make it through our neighborhood. We're gonna be talking models that are available. We're gonna be talking price points as far as what homes range from out here. Then we'll show you guys the lake house and the reservoir as well before we end this. So before further ado, let's get into some of the details and show you guys the rest of the living here in South Shore. All right, first up, we are pulling into the Richmond area just to show you guys some of the model homes and what's available, but most importantly, these are starting in the 600s. Now, you can get overzealous, you can get crazy, you guys can do a ton of upgrades in the design center, so please understand you've got anywhere from 50, 75, probably more like 100,000, 125,000 in the design center that you guys are gonna be having some fun with, but not necessarily required. But either way, from the 600s, some of them start creeping into the 700s as far as like, I think it's the Mead. I think the Mead is like from the 700s.
Their collection there,
Yeah, some of their bigger homes. But either way, great builder out here. Let's take a look and see what you guys think of this.
Yes. So guys, if you haven't shopped builders before, you know, you'll pull into some communities and it might say, you know, homes starting in the 400s or something. And then you grab a spec sheet and you actually see that, hey, they're actually closing at 700. So we're gonna try and find out some real numbers for you guys.
And speaking of numbers, this number that's popping up below, reminding you guys that we are licensed brokers here in the state of Colorado. And just as much as we love making these videos, we love more help with those real estate needs.
That's right.
So remember, that's still up below. We are the guys who answer those phone calls, text messages, and those emails. So whether it's these new builds that we're going through today or anything else that you guys need in Colorado, we would absolutely love to earn your business, especially when it comes to new builds, because it's not the same contract as your Colorado state contract. And not everything is what it seems. And it's not that builders are out to get you. It's that it's just a different process. And if you're not versed or have a realtor that is versed, you definitely want to make sure that you've got one in your corner and helping you guys out. But definitely fun to grab a spec sheet.
That's right.
Show a couple things and just show you guys the reality of what everything looks like. And it's not necessarily bad. It's just good to be accurate.
All right, well, let's go.
All right, guys, this is the Dylan model from Richmond. Things to keep in mind, this is their biggest one. So we're gonna show this one first. 3-car garage, over 5,000 square feet. One down, and I can't help but not tell you guys, the laundry is on the main level. So you do not have upper level laundry on this model. Some of you don't mind that. Some of us do mind it, especially if we have a lot of kiddos, but something to keep in mind. Either way, phenomenal build. They do have some spots that will be available for this build here in South Shore. So depending on your guys' timeline, definitely one that you wanna think about. So let's go inside. All right, guys, next up, the Powell. Not that, the Powell. Now, super cool. This is Richmond's largest single story, or in Colorado, what we would call ranch. So excited to see this one. This has been very popular for a lot of you guys as far as ranch living. So take a look, come inside. All right, guys, capping it off here toward the end before we show you guys some really cool drone footage of the reservoir. Want to cover, we're out here at the lake house. We're at the
Yes.
second big one. Super cool. We're going to show you guys tons of content on that as well. And matter of fact, there's a birthday going on or a baby shower going on right now. So again, the amount of people that use these facilities, super cool. But you've still got plenty of water out back.
Oh yeah.
As far as like swimming and all that fun stuff. But let's recap really quick before we move forward. The homes you guys just saw through Richmond and Century.
Yeah, guys, so when we talked about those spec sheets that we're looking at before, we got some insight for you guys, okay? And again, this is exactly why you do want to be reaching out to us, as there are no surprises. So Richmond was super close, okay? They actually have quick move-in homes, which quick move-in pretty much means that, hey, the home's been partially built, it's been spec'd out, you don't really get to choose anything, but the nice part about that is you know exactly how much it's going to cost.
Right. Anytime like they're doing these spec homes, the concern as far as like a home coming out not how you want it, they're really good with design. They're really good with like pattern recognition, or not even that, just analytically what people have already bought. And like they know the paint most people buy, they know the finishes most people want. So when it comes to a spec home that's gonna be ready between now and 6 months within, they're still really cool. Still great design.
Yeah, so as we mentioned, they said that they were starting in the 600s, and the finished move-in ready homes, this includes your lot and all the upgrades. They actually do have them starting in the mid-7s. That's about what you can expect if you were to spec it out yourself. But then they also went all the way up to over $1 million, which is similar to any of the model that we just showed you, are gonna be around that $1 million mark.
But the fact that you guys can get into this community for mid-7s is really cool. The fact that you guys can have a bigger home and go well over $1 million if you choose to, and be closer proximity to some of these lake and lighthouse. It's really cool, but more so the community and everything else is really fun. But
then the next one that we jumped over to is Century. Now it's
cool layout.
It's
interesting but cool.
Super cool house. Now it's important to note here that Richmond and Century are the last builders in South Shore. South Shore is almost completely done, and I mean they're down to their last handful of lots. So I'd be surprised if South Shore is here for even 2 more years.
Well, it will be.
It will be. Yes.
Have what's called pre-existing homes.
True.
Like the home that I bought, it was built in 2021.
Yep.
I had somebody that lived in it, and they decided to move back to Florida for grandkids and things like that. But you'll have plenty of turnover over here. And like what's super fun about the community being so new is you do have the pre-existing homes, but they're 2 years old, 3 years old,
awesome,
1.5 years old. So it's still pretty much brand new. And if anything, you'll find out through inspection if there's any kinks or just any qualms about the home from brand new to its first couple years. And you still have, I like pausing because then you think you're going to talk.
Yeah, right?
He ain't talking.
Keep waiting.
Hey, take a vote. Comment below. This should be the thumbnail.
Oh, geez. Yeah, no, thumbs down, thumbs down.
But you still have warranty on all of those homes through the builder. You still got the foundation warranty and all of that great stuff. So always, all around, like whether it's a new build that you guys will be looking at or just coming over here to South Shore and checking out some of the pre-existing homes that are just within a couple of years old. Really cool, really worth it. And we're going to be neighbors.
That's right.
And I won't do this to you.
That's right.
Yes,
you will.
This is
you
special.
just talked about it.
This is just for Eli.
You guys watch our last video. Watch what he had to say about Kevin and Jennifer, who also live out here. That's what you get to be if you're neighbors.
They're my friends.
Now, one area we haven't talked about, guys, is Southlands. Right. Now, Southlands is one of my favorite places to go, even though I don't live in Southeast Aurora, because it has all the shopping and dining that you could ever need, guys. It's a big outdoor mall with movie theater. They've got ice skating in the winter. They've got concerts in the summer. It's an awesome place.
Proximity of everything being within 6 minutes as far as like what you get in your own neighborhood. We haven't even really dove in. You guys will see it on some of the drone footage, but we haven't even really dove into all the parks that are in and around the neighborhood and all the trails that go throughout South Shore. And as you guys get out closer to the water, which is clearly right behind us, and it's not a green screen, right? This is just all air back here, right? You guys have like 8 miles of trails that you can go through when it comes to biking, jogging, walking, whatever you like. Or if you don't want to go that far into the water, you guys can also have like just your neighborhood parks and trails locally.
So in addition to these 2 phenomenal pools that you guys got to see today, the reservoir itself, the lake itself, is non-motorized. So that means it is solely open for your enjoyment, which means
quiet.
It's super quiet. The water is clean, but people are out there on their paddle boards all the time. They're running the trails, and you can even go to the beach. So if one of these 2 awesome pools aren't enough for you, you can go to a real sand beach that they have here at the reservoir.
If you guys have any questions on this place or another place, like please comment below, or I want to remind you with this number that's popping up below, and reminding you that we are licensed brokers here in the state of Colorado. Just as much as we love making these videos, we would love more help you with those real estate needs. The number that is still up below. We are the guys who answer the phone calls, text messages, and those emails. So if we can help you, we would love to. But with that being said, stay tuned for the next community and video that we show you guys. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and your week. We'll see you guys very soon.
See ya.